Welcome back to Sacred Path Divine Peace. If you're returning, I'm so glad you're here again, walking this sacred journey with me. And if you're new, welcome. This is a place where faith meets real life, where we learn how to find peace, hope, and strength through God's Word, no matter what season we're in. Today's message is for anyone who's been waiting for answers, healing, direction, or change, and wondering, God, are you still here? Because sometimes the silence of God can feel louder than anything else. We've all been there, praying for something deeply and hearing nothing. You check your heart, your faith, your patience, and still heaven seems quiet. You start to wonder, maybe God forgot me, maybe I'm doing something wrong. But here's the truth. God's silence is not his absence. Sometimes he's not saying no, he's saying not yet. In Lamentations 3:25-26, it says, "Good is Jehovah to the one hoping in him, you to the person who keeps seeking him. Good it is to wait in silence for the salvation of Jehovah." That word, silence. It's not about passively doing nothing. It's about trusting actively. It's about choosing peace when your emotions demand panic. God's silence often comes before his greatest moves. Think about it. Before Jesus performed his first miracle, there were 30 years of quiet preparation. So maybe the silence is not punishment. Maybe it's preparation. Waiting seasons can either make us bitter or make us better. And what makes the difference is where we place our focus. When we fix our eyes on what's missing, we become restless. But when we fix our eyes on who's working, we become peaceful. Isaiah 26:3 says, "You will safeguard those who fully lean on you. You will give them continuous peace, because it is in you that they trust." That's the secret. Steadfast trust. Peace doesn't come from having all the answers. Peace comes from knowing the answer. And his name is Jesus. When God is silent, he's often strengthening your spiritual ears to hear beyond the noise. He's teaching you to depend on his timing more than your timeline. 1. Pray honestly. You don't have to have fancy words, just real ones. Even Jesus cried out in the garden, "Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me." Matthew 26:39. Honest prayers invite honest peace. 2. Worship while you wait. Worship shifts your focus from the delay to the deliverer. When Paul and Silas sang in prison, Acts 16:25, their worship opened the doors, literally and spiritually. 3. Stay in community. Isolation magnifies pain. Community multiplies hope. Surround yourself with believers who can remind you of what's true when you forget it yourself. As Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens his friend." So if you're in a season of silence right now, remember, God hasn't forgotten you. He's forming you. He may be silent, but he's never still. Every unanswered prayer is a seed, and in his time, it will bloom. Your waiting season can become your greatest testimony of faith. Psalm 37 verse 7 reminds us, "Keep silent before Jehovah and wait expectantly for him." Stillness isn't inactivity, it's faith in motion. Because peace doesn't come when life is perfect. Peace comes when you trust that God is perfect, even when life isn't. If this message brought you peace today, share it with someone who's waiting for a breakthrough. And if you're new here, welcome again to Sacred Path Divine Peace. Here we don't just talk about faith, we live it. Subscribe and join this growing family of believers finding light, peace, and divine purpose, even in the silence. If this message brought you peace today, share it with someone who's waiting for a breakthrough. And if you're new here, welcome again to Sacred Path Divine Peace. Here we don't just talk about faith, we live it. Subscribe and join this growing family of believers finding light, peace, and divine purpose, even in the silence.